Hi there, everyone. Welcome to the series where I talk about the books that I read during 2019. Um, and this one's going to be a little bit of a change of pace. Because when I started off last year, I really wanted to kind of find some good writing craft books. So one of the ones I found was actually this one, which was Janet Evanovich's How I Write. And she does have her daughter, and I think her good friend also writing this. But mostly it's about Janet Evanovich. Now, if you're not aware of what Janet Evanovich writes, she writes basically those I call them cozy mysteries, but her main character, Stephanie Plum, is a bounty hunter who solves mysteries. And I've never read any of her books. She does books like One for the Money, Two for the Show. I think that was the second one. One for the Money is the only one that I actually remember the title because they did a movie with, I think, Katherine Heigl. Didn't do very well. And I think I actually have that movie. I don't remember. But basically, these are very formulaic books, and I wanted to listen to this one because I'd heard of Janet Evanovich, but I had never actually read anything by her, so I was kind of interested. I should have probably looked at the copyright date on this particular book. I listened to the audiobook, and I didn't realize that this was done back in '06. So, a little behind, about 13 years behind. Um, some things that were glaringly obvious. I actually gave this 3 stars, mostly just due to the fact of its age. And a lot of the information was not as helpful as I was hoping, because a lot of it was skewed towards traditional publishing. And again, because it's '06, back in the early to mid 2000s, self-publishing wasn't as prevalent as it is now. And they really did talk down about self-publishing, saying that it wasn't really viable. But again, back in '06, it probably wasn't. Um, that and some of the things that she says that she has for her characters and how she works them kind of rub me the wrong way. Basically, that Stephanie Plum will always stay the same age. She'll always be trying to choose between these two men that she's wanting to bone around with. And that it's basically like there's no character growth. And that was something that kind of bothered me because it's like, first off, I hate love triangles. I find them to be really stupid. But again, personal opinion. But I really didn't like that her characters never actually grow from book to book. Now, I understand that she's writing all these mysteries, and it's very similar to how Murder She Wrote or Columbo or Nancy Drew basically is. And where the character growth doesn't exactly follow in the chronological path that a normal like series would, and that's understandable. But still, just like, your characters never learn, you're constantly doing the same problems, and it's like, why? And that was personally some of one of the things that was really bothersome. Like, some of the things that she actually talked about were quite helpful, such as like how she does research and everything, her writing process, how she does it. It was quite interesting. And um, it's it was interesting when they got to like questions that fans would ask, and her daughter and her friend would answer them over the audiobook. And it was interesting to see what people were asking. A lot of it was kind of, I don't want to say like common sense, but I don't know. I guess speaking from myself, I feel like it may have been possibly common sense. But again, common sense ain't so common. But if if you are a fan of Janet Evanovich's books and you want to hear her process on how she does her books, I'd highly recommend this one. It's not for me because her way of writing her series is not the way that I would personally do it, and that's fine. Everybody has their own way of doing things, especially their own series. But take this with a grain of salt if you're just looking for writing craft information. I might do a whole video on the books I use for my writing craft. Some of them are for different purposes. Some of them are for actual, like, crafting of story. So those are my general thoughts on How I Write by Janet Evanovich. Again, you can find that audiobook. I highly recommend the audiobook over paperback or actual physical book because it's actually narrated by Janet. So that was quite interesting to have happen. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.